my earlier stuff has been kind of focused on in that sonic palette. Name drop. Those days in that studio were like some of the best days of my life. Like, just, it's the greatest teacher because I didn't know half the people. You just sit down at a keyboard. I didn't even know one of the keyboards I used, never like seen it in my life, so I had to learn on the spot and just improvise as I go. And like, I felt like I became such a better player in those 3 days than like a whole year, just because I was so like on my feet and had to like think quickly, and like you can't just leave. It's just like you got to be there and work. Hey, I'm David Versace. I'm an artist, producer, musician from Meanjin, Australia, and you're watching Sonic Palettes.
Nice. Were you listening to anything? No.
Hey, good, thanks. Could I just get 3 rice vermicelli tofu?
Tofu salad noodle.
Yep.
Yep. Anything else?
And just 2 Vietnamese iced coffee.
Yep. Anything else?
That's all good.
Yep.
Thanks.
Where are we, Dave?
We are in an cafe in Kangaroo Point. This is a hotspot for me, just because it's probably the closest place. I keep looking at the camera. It's like the closest place to my house, and like if I'm feeling creatively like tapped for the day, I'll be like, all right, let's go to an cafe and just get a feed.
So what led you down like the path of Latin jazz?
I've always just been really drawn to it. I remember like my parents would play like lots of like jazz stuff in the car and stuff when we were kids, but every time there'd be kind of like the bossa one or the samba one, I'd just be like, this is sick, because it's like more of like a focus on rhythm and like groove rather than like shredding and like playing, which I can't do as well. Like I feel like my strength's more in like the groove and the rhythm of everything. So Marseille Movement is a Latin jazz piece that we did in London in April, I think it was, with a bunch of UK and Australian musicians. We just jumped in the room and recorded this 9-minute jam, and then just chopped it up later on when I got back to Australia. And yeah, so I've had a lot of coffee. I feel like I'm just like really jittery. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, don't miss that condensed milk.
That's the most important. Latin jazz. So why it's called Marseille Movement is because after we had our time in London, me and some friends went to Marseille, and I just remember being like so fixated on that recording, like this one, and just walking around the city and listening over and over and over again to it, just thinking of like how I could give it like a lift and how I could condense it into more of a song. So when I got back, I was like, I think I did it literally in like the second week. I was like, get my claws into it. I didn't want to oversaturate it. There was just so much good stuff already in the recording. When I got back, first thing I did was chuck in the synths and Rhodes. I think it's this bit. I wanted to feel like quite angelic and like you're floating through this chaos. And then added some percussion. They're actually pots from the kitchen that I just got out, because if you hit them the right way, they you can get some really nice tones out of them. And then just like chucked a shaker in. There's a little flexotone in there. I had a day with Mise, this like this amazing percussion player, and he did some conga ideas. He's such a weapon.
How do you find the process of trying to convey a feeling or a story with an instrumental-based track versus something where you have vocals, you have lyrics, so you're kind of telling a story through that?
Yeah, definitely it's a different beast. Like you gotta shine more in the harmony kind of realm if you're doing instrumentally, like find nice chords and stuff. I feel like strings always like really add like a lot of emotion. They're really helpful with like conveying that.
What kind of feeling were you trying to convey with this latest track?
Joy.
Joy? Yeah. I felt that, for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a really good conversational moment between the sax and the guitar. They're kind of bouncing off each other. And that's just like improvised. I think that's what I mean with like the energy thing. Like you can hear when the musicians are enjoying it and that energy is being translated. I don't know, they all just kind of work together to create one joyous bowl.
It's like lunch?
Yeah, like food, which takes us on to our next section. Food comes in. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Right, congas and drums together, recorded together, is just like,
Yeah?
I just can't get enough of it.
Congas and drums.
Congas and drums
What
together.
makes it so special?
I think the congas just like fill the spots that the drums, like fill the frequencies that the drums don't. And like drums got a lot of high and a lot of low, and then like congas sit in the mid. It's like yin and yang, or salt and pepper. And yeah, so like you can hear the drums. The way I kind of EQ'd them was like lots of tops, lots of low end. So then there's this gap for congas to kind of sit in the middle. Like you can see they kind of hit just around in the middle, and yeah, it just feels like such a space that is so like, I don't know, just hits for me. In terms of the energy, we are riding that main groove, the do-do-do-do-do-do, for a lot of the song. Probably like first 3 minutes is just that that thing with that melody coming in and out. So it needed a kind of like a B section and like a just something to like switch it up and take you out of it. So Finn, the pianist, came up with these like cool leading chords that go into this stab section. Beautiful chords. This bit, it's my favorite bit of the whole song. Oh yeah, I added those little do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, that's not jazz.
No, that's the pots and pans from the kitchen.
Was that in London or here?
Here.
Oh.
Oh, actually, no, that was the go-go bells. I'll show you them. Go-go bell.
Oh, sick.
They're really good. And the song kind of just fizzles out at the end, like drums fade out and the synths kind of just wash over. You kind of like left wanting more. The synths and keyboards are a big part of my writing and the components that like make up songs that I do. So for this track with the synths, I wanted to just keep it light because there's also already so much happening rhythmically. I just had kind of like a pad that floated over the track just to give it kind of like a angelic lift. You can hear this one. And that's just this thing.
Yeah, what was that one?
Diddle diddle diddle. That's just this a saw wave, like a blank one. That's just like just like blank, and then when you add some delay onto it, it's like.
So these are all analog?
Yeah. It's like that kind of thing. I don't know, I just like the sound of it, so I chucked it in. And then the pad was kind of this, yeah, just it's that kind of thing. Just adds such a richness to it. And then for the keyboards, I think I just mimicked the bass and piano rhythm that was already recorded on the day. Like with cutoffs and stuff, you can like change the dynamic heaps. Like if the drums are doing something hectic, you can be like, and bring them up and then take it back down. I don't know, I just find it such a useful tool to like control like dynamic and shape the song where you're going.
So in the DV project, are there other people at the moment that like still play a pretty central role?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Jasper, he's my man's. He's always on the kit.
Yeah.
I've played with him for so many years and just know, and he can always play like anything, any idea that I throw at him and make it sound like 10 times better. Really lucky to have some really talented like muso friends that are always just down to record stuff. That's Josh and Elle, the sax and violin. We've got Jasper on the drums. Cool. And then there was actually this hilarious bit halfway through the song where we hadn't really discussed like how we were going to go into this next section. So you can hear we kind of just like crumble, like nobody really knows what to do. And then that's Finn being like, these are the chords. Back off. I kind of originally wanted to leave it in just as like a moment of humanity and be like, I don't know, but ended up cutting it. And yeah, then we just like ride that groove out for the rest of the song. Everyone kind of just does little flourishes and things. And then I forgot about this. I opened it up the other day and just saw we did this little bit at the end. I kind of wish I kept it in now, but yeah, it's It's really pretty. It's a nice way to finish it off. That's Finn. Just hitting the nice melodies. A lot of it was just looking, being like, okay, around about now, let's go to this bit, and signaling to go into the next bit. And that's why that little moment happened where we were like, oh, where do we go? A lot of it's conversational, feeling it out. We were in there all day. This is one of the last songs that we did on the day, so we kind of all had a feeling for each other's playing by that point. So it was quite easy to just feel it out and be like, okay, around about now, let's go into B section. Okay, now C section. All right, back to A.
ASMR
Yeah, look.
vibe, close mic'd.
Really happy with it though. It's such a massive tune, and big shouts out to Finn, Jasper, Luis, Kane, Josh, Elle, Tom, Chris, and Will and Alex. Yeah, couldn't have done this track without everyone in that room. We were making some serious magic on those 3 days. I think it's kind of cliche, but always having trust in your vision and ideas, even when you try to execute them and they might not come out how you imagined it. You just have to give it a bit of time and put yourself out there, put love into it, and if you just do that enough, it really shows. And I think, I don't know, sometimes you can just settle for something that you think is all right, but when you really knuckle down and give it the time and give it the love, it will reward you, and you'll get so much out of it. I think that's the key. That's the key to success. Oh fuck, I missed the last note. Oh. Yeah, shouts out to Lasape Records, just for helping me with putting stuff out. Shouts out to everyone involved in the track, and EMC for helping us get overseas and get in the studio with some amazing people. And shouts out to SUIKA Studios. Yeah.
Yeah, but what can people look forward to?
Lots of music. We actually had a band meeting last night, and we were just talking about some new sounds, and we feel like we're at a fork in the roads where we're all right, let's just let's try some new stuff. And so yeah, lots of new music, lots of new sounds this year. We're gonna explore a lot of things.
You want to talk the track itself?
Oh yeah, shouts out to Marseille Movement. Yeah, really stoked for this one. Big ups to everyone involved.